What's up guys, Aaron here, back with another video. And in today's video we're going to be doing a versus and a comparison video between the Apple iPhone 5S and the iPhone 6 Plus. Now I've been getting a ton of requests to do a comparison and versus video between the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 6 Plus, and that is understandable seeing as a comparison between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus wouldn't be as substantial as both have pretty much the same software underneath the hood. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get started off with the things that are the same. So both devices have Touch ID. So as you can see, we have the Touch ID unit here at the bottom. All we need to do is place our thumb here, or that's what I have set up. You can set up any one of your fingers. And as you can see, it works flawlessly every single time. And the next thing that is the same is that we have the similar color options for both units. We have silver, gold, and space gray available for both. And as you can see here on my iPhone 5S and iPhone 6 Plus, I have chosen the Space Gray edition. Now we also have Siri available on both devices, which is Apple's personal assistant. All we need to do is long press on the home button. How tall is the Empire State Building?
Empire State Building is 1,554 feet tall.
Now the Apple iPhone 5S has the M7 motion coprocessor, while the iPhone 6 Plus has the M8 motion coprocessor. Next up is the price, and the prices that I'm going to be stating here is for a device that's unlocked and off contract. So for a 16 gig Apple iPhone 5S, it's going to cost you $549. For a 32 gig iPhone 5S, it's going to cost $599. Now for a 16 gigabyte unlocked version of the iPhone 6 Plus, it's going to run you $749. For the 64 gigabyte unlocked version, it's going to run you $849. And for the 128 gigabyte unlocked version, you're looking at $949. Next, let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into the specific specifications of each device. And we're going to go ahead and talk about what I don't like about the devices first. The Apple iPhone 5S, what I don't like about it is I don't like the screen size. So in my opinion, the screen size is way too small. In my opinion, a 4-inch screen is just not going to cut it anymore when it comes to typing. As you can see, my thumb pretty much covers half of the keyboard. So you can see how much of a pain it would be for me to even type anything on the iPhone 5S. Now another thing that I don't like about the iPhone 5S is I don't like the battery life. Now I have to charge the iPhone 5S at least twice a day. Now I'm on my phone all day long with the screen brightness all the way up, so if you're not someone who's on the phone constantly with the screen brightness up, then you can expect more battery life than what I get. And my day usually consists of about 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. So when I'm using the Apple iPhone 5S, I have to charge it at least twice to be able to get through that time span. Next up is what I don't like about the iPhone 6 Plus. Now one of the things that I don't like about the 6 Plus is I don't like the protruding camera. So as you can see, when I place my iPhone 6 Plus down on a surface, the glass and the lens of the camera on the back of the 6 Plus is actually touching directly onto the surface. And also you can see and hear this wobble as well. Next, another thing that I don't like about the 6 Plus is how thin it is. Now I know you're probably saying, well, why not? Don't you like a thinner phone every time? And the answer is yes, but not when it compromises the overall quality and durability of the device itself. As you can see, it is a lot thinner than the 5S. Instead of staying with a more solid 5S design, they chose to go with a more slimmer and slimmed down design like the iPod Touch. Now another thing that I don't like about the 6 Plus is a lot of the applications aren't yet optimized. So in my opinion, they should have focused more on the overall experience that the user is going to have when they first pick up the iPhone 6 Plus and the big 5.5-inch screen. The last thing you want is to have a sour experience by checking out an application that's not fully optimized yet for the iPhone 6 Plus. Now another thing that I'm not a big fan of is that, as you can see on the iPhone 5S as well as the iPod Touch 5th generation, we have chamfered edges across the side, which in my opinion gives it a very premium feel. And I think they should have kept the chamfered edges. However, what they chose with the iPhone 6 Plus was to make the glass curve into the body. However, if it was up to me, I would have liked to have seen this 5.5-inch iPhone 6 Plus with chamfered edges. So here's an example of just how big the 5.5-inch screen is, and in my opinion, it's the perfect size for multimedia. Now when it comes to the processors, in the iPhone 5S we have the A7 dual-core processor, and in the iPhone 6 Plus we have the A8 dual-core processor. Now the iPhone 5S has a 4-inch LED IPS Retina display with a resolution of 1136 by 640 for an effective PPI of 326. Now the iPhone 6 Plus has a 5.5-inch LED IPS Retina HD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 for an effective PPI of 401. Now when it comes to the overall battery life, the iPhone 5S has a 1570 milliamp hour battery, and the iPhone 6 Plus has a 2910 milliamp hour battery. So as you can see, the iPhone 6 Plus has almost double the battery life of the 5S. Now, something else worth mentioning is that Apple has moved the sleep wake button from the top of the device over to the side of the device on the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, in my opinion, that's a perfect spot for the sleep wake button. As you can see, my thumb rests perfectly right on the button. Now, both devices have an 8 megapixel camera capable of shooting 1080p video. However, the iPhone 6 Plus is able to shoot at 30 or 60 frames per second, where the iPhone 5S can only shoot at 30 frames. We also have a slow motion feature built into both devices. However, the iPhone 5S can only shoot at 120 frames per second, where the iPhone 6 Plus can shoot at either 120 or 240. We also have the ability to capture time-lapse footage with either device as well. Now, something that the iPhone 6 Plus has that the iPhone 5S doesn't is NFC. And NFC is very important these days on a device, in my opinion, as everybody is switching over to NFC and will be here in the future. Now, NFC is enabled on the iPhone 6 Plus via Apple Pay, which hasn't fully been implemented. However, when it is ready and up and running, there is said to be 22,000 locations on hand ready to go. Now, something that I do like about the iPhone 6 Plus is it has a landscape mode on your springboard, which is a pretty cool feature that users have wanted ever since they've seen it via the jailbreaks that are available once you jailbreak your device. And there's selected applications that currently can take advantage of landscape mode as well. Now, something else that the iPhone 6 Plus screams at me besides its actual size is that it's perfect for multimedia. So any device that someone says is too big is always easily compromised in the conversation when you talk about multimedia. So when it comes to watching a Netflix movie or actually turn on a YouTube video or any type of multimedia in general, you're going to notice that a bigger device is just overall better. So in my opinion, the 5.5-inch display is definitely a plus for the iPhone 6 Plus. The iPhone 5S is 7.6 millimeters thick, and the iPhone 6 Plus is 7.1 millimeters thick. Now, the iPhone 5S weighs 112 grams, and the iPhone 6 Plus weighs 172 grams. Now, we also have a slightly better aperture on the iPhone 6 Plus, coming in at f2.2, where the iPhone 5S has a f2.4 aperture. On the iPhone 6 Plus, we also get the new feature of Voice over LTE, which is a very nice feature as well. Now, if you're looking to purchase an iPhone 5S, all that's left available is a 16 and 32 gigabyte option. Now, if you're looking to buy the iPhone 6 Plus and a 32 gigabyte option, Apple has actually removed that and replaced it with the 64 gigabyte option and has added a 128 gigabyte option. So next up, let's talk about sound quality. Now, in my opinion, both devices sound pretty good. However, I think that the iPhone 6 Plus sounds a little bit louder, and I've even noticed that not only on audio playback, but also on notifications. Now, the battery life on the iPhone 6 Plus is amazing. I can get about 2 days of heavy use out of the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, the iPhone 5S, I have to charge at least twice a day, so there's no comparison here when it comes to battery life. Now, the iPhone 6 Plus once again has nearly twice the size of the iPhone 5S's battery. Now, both devices have very good cameras on the back, once again 8 megapixels. However, the iPhone 6 Plus has optical image stabilization, which is going to overall stabilize the movement even when you're walking, and makes the footage look like it was captured with a very high quality camera. Now, the iPhone 5S on the other hand has image stabilization, which is already built into the software, which is not nearly as good as optical. So at the end of the day, if you have an iPhone 5S, I would definitely recommend upgrading to an iPhone 6 Plus. If not for anything, just the battery life alone is double. So if you're having problems with your battery life and you think that you need more battery, the iPhone 6 Plus is definitely going to take care of that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me on this one. This has been a versus and comparison video between the Apple iPhone 5S and the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, I'm going to have some videos linked down below of coverage of the iPhone 6 Plus as well as the iPhone 6. Now, I do have coverage previously of the iPhone 5S on the channel as well, if you'd like to head over there and check that out. Now, once again, I will have those videos linked down below for you. Be sure to check them out. I'm currently giving away an Apple iPhone 6 here on the channel. I will have that video linked down below. I'm also getting ready to announce an Apple iPhone 6 Plus giveaway here on the channel as well, so make sure you're a subscriber. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, now's a great time to do so. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. As I mentioned,